So Adrian, the housing crisis, the subprime mortgage crisis was largely in the States, only certain parts of the States as well. How did that manage to have such a major...
In July 2009, as the economic crisis was unfolding around the world, NATO Review interviewed NATO's senior defence economist, Adrian Kendry, to see how he thought the crisis would affect defence and security. 3 years later, NATO Review revisits some of the issues and places of that original report and asked Mr. Kendry what was the impact of this economic crisis on the advent of smart defence.
Adrian, we're back here after 3 years. This is where we discussed the financial crisis in 2009. A lot's happened since then, a lot's changed since then, but the smart defence policy that the Secretary General of NATO is trying to put forward is one of those new aspects. It's claimed that that's not directly linked to the economy. How does that work?
I think those people who believe that there is a difference between the economic challenges and the security challenges are missing a fundamental point. They're missing the fact that economic security in the years that have followed since we were last discussing this has become a major threat. The resources available for defense spending is becoming more and more scarce. So the fact that we've wasted millions of euros in recent years and the way that we've conducted our defense spending, I mean, that's got to all come to a stop.
This isn't just about saving money then?
No, I think that fundamentally the time has come for us to recognize that the austerity, the financial austerity, makes it absolutely essential that we've got to spend wisely, spend more prudently, make sure we eliminate waste, but we've also got to take the opportunity to draw together as a NATO alliance, and indeed within the whole context of European defence, if we are to meet the challenges which are emerging. I mean, for example, we see recently that Asian defence spending is projected in this year to go above that of NATO European countries.
This is an attempt also to work more closely with industry.
We have a still far too unconsolidated and a far too fragmented defence industrial base, which means that we're operating very inefficiently. But it's really critical for our capabilities and our technologies that we come together within Europe and forge much stronger cooperation between NATO, the European Union, between the European Defence Agency and between NATO's Allied Command transformation.
So Adrian, 3 years ago we were filming here outside what was a thriving Belgian bank, but that's gone and it's been replaced by somewhere that sells healthy snacks. Is that an allegory for what's been going on in the last 3 years?
Well, in the last 3 years we've seen tremendous changes taking place within the European financial system and the European economy. As you say, some financial institutions have indeed suffered greatly. Retail sales, you mentioned, are a symbol of what's happening to the European economy, and at this stage things are very fragile, they remain very weak, and it's probable that for the next couple of years that they will stay in the doldrums. In fact, the European economy has not really recovered in terms of its total output from what it had before 2008.
Although this smart defence looks largely at Europe, the US has also had its own review.
The link in the transatlantic economy, I mean, this is the most vital economic relationship still in the world, and it's fundamental that it should remain healthy and strong. At this time, the United States is also vulnerable to further financial instabilities in Europe. So if we see a number of the countries that have been in the headlines, if they should experience further difficulties and we see more banking losses, more bailouts, then this could be difficult for the US. If Europe gets a bad cold now, then this will certainly cause the United States to start sneezing.
So Adrian, this is more a reflection of 2012. We're in front of a low-budget supermarket. Evidence is mounting up that more and more people are shopping at this kind of place simply because of the economic constraints of the time. How does this impact on the environment in which smart defence is being set up?
Everybody's affected by the economic downturn. It means people have to be more careful, more cautious. They have to spend themselves more smartly. And smart defence is all about making certain that we use the budgets which are available, and in my view these budgets are likely to fall in the coming 5 to 8 years. It's going to become more difficult because there are more pressures on governments to meet other priorities in their budgetary spending: health, education, social security, pensions, this kind of thing. So if we're going to spend more wisely on defence, then we have to be sure that we have a proper basis for cooperating. I think this time it's going to work because I don't think we've been in this situation before, not since the beginning of NATO and during the Cold War period.
In terms of making it work, what is the biggest obstacle?
The biggest danger, if we get it wrong, in my view, is that it will lead to fragmentation, it will lead to division across the Atlantic. We may see our most important member state, the United States, pursuing increasingly its own approach, its own agenda, and maybe developing bilateral security agreements with other member states across the world. It could then seriously undermine the effectiveness and the cohesion of NATO.